Okay guys, so today I will be discussing to you polymorphism, one of the basic concepts of object-oriented programming. Now, what is polymorphism? Polymorphism is the ability of an object to take on many forms. The most common use of polymorphism in OOP or object-oriented programming occurs when a parent class reference is used to refer to a child class object. Now, polymorphism in Java is a concept by which we can perform a single action in many different ways. Polymorphism is also derived from two Greek words, poly and morphs. The word poly means many and morphs means forms. So basically, polymorphism means many forms. Now, I will give you guys a real life example on polymorphism. Now, my first real life example would be a person, because a person at the same time can have different characteristics. Just like polymorphism, which has many forms, a person can also have different forms. Like a man at the same time is a father, a husband, or an employee, so the same person possesses different behaviors in different situations. Now, my second real life example would be a chameleon, because just like polymorphism, a chameleon also has different forms. It changes color depending on its surroundings to avoid natural predators. Now, I have here a sample diagram to explain to you guys how polymorphism works in a program. Now we have here class animal with the method which is the make sound method, and it has a subclass which is class dog and class cat. Now polymorphism overrides the methods of its main class. So class dog can override the make sound method created by class animal, and so can class cat. Now I have here a sample code. Class animal with the method public void animal sound. Now public void animal sound, when initialized, will immediately print out the animal makes a sound. Now class pig and class dog can override this method right here. As you can see, it also has a public void animal sound, and class dog also has the same method. Now polymorphism lets the subclasses override the main class. As you can see here, instead of printing out the animal makes a sound, the pig instead prints out the pig says wee wee. And for class dog, it also overrides the animal sound method of class animal, and instead it prints out the dog says bow wow. Now there are two types of polymorphism: compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Now compile time polymorphism is a method that is resolved during compile time. It is also known as static polymorphism, and method overloading is an example of compile time polymorphism. Now, runtime polymorphism is a process in which a call to an overridden method is resolved at runtime, also known as dynamic polymorphism. Method overriding is an example of dynamic polymorphism. Now, in conclusion, guys, polymorphism is an OOP in Java. It has many forms. And what it does in the program is it overrides the methods of the main class, and it is also used to perform a single action in many different ways. Now I will show you guys how to write a program on polymorphism. Okay guys, so now that we are done discussing about polymorphism, let's try and make a program about polymorphism. Now I have created a program right here by the name of class animal, and it has its own method. So let's try and create polymorphism using this code right here. So I created first a main class, which is class animal, and I have the methods which will be overridden by the subclasses, which is public void animal sound, and when this code is initialized, it will print out the animal makes a sound. Now polymorphism means many forms, so let's try and create different forms of our main class right here. So I will try and create class bird extends animal. So now we have a subclass of the main class. So to make an example of polymorphism, or to demonstrate polymorphism, you have to copy the method of the main class in order for it to be overridden by the subclasses. Now, as you can see here, you have the public void animal sound now in the subclass, the public void animal sound method. Now let's try and change the output. So instead of the animal makes a sound, what does the birds sound like? So let's try with tweet tweet. Now because of this, instead of the subclasses printing out the method of the main class, it will instead print out the method in its own class, which is tweet tweet. So let's try to create another one right here. So class stride dog. So class dog extends animal. So now that we have created another subclass, let's just copy the methods of the main class, right, which is class animal, and paste it. So now that we also have the same method of the main class, now let's try to edit the output. So instead of the animal makes a sound, it will print out arf, arf, arf. So now that you have changed the output of your subclasses, let's try to make a main method now for finalization. So let's try and create a main method class right here. Class main. Don't forget the main method, which is public static void main and string args. So now that we have created the main method for the final output, so let's try and create objects for these classes right here. So let's try to create an object for the main class animal. So animal, my animal is equal to new animal here. And let's also try to create the same objects for class dog and class bird. So bird, my bird is equal to new bird, and dog, my dog is equal to new dog. Now after that, let us try to call on the methods of its classes next. So my dog, when you call on the methods, you use the object name of your classes in order to indicate that you are calling the right class. So let's try my animal, that animal sound. Next is, let's try to call on the bird class. So my bird, which is its object name, and animal sound. And next one is my dog. My dog, that animal sound. Now after you're done with this, let's try and run the code. Save and then run. So now that everything is done, as you can see here, the method of the main class, which is class animal, prints out the animal makes a sound, while subclass bird and subclass dog override the method of the main class, therefore creating their own output, which is tweet tweet and arf arf. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys learned something. Peace.